Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
A man shot in a City Heights alley, but no one who heard it called for help. I'm Virginia Cha.
I'm Jason Martinez. We first brought you the story live on 10 News at 5 a.m. The neighbors ignored the sound of gunfire. And 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala there live where she's been all morning. And Mimi, what are neighbors saying now?
Well, Jason, Virginia, I'm in the alley where that man was found shot right here. And I want you to look at this. Directly above are several homes. All the way down the alley, it's the same thing. And I talked to several neighbors here, and they all said the same thing. They heard that gunshot around 2 this morning, but no one called police. Did you just assume someone else called?
No, I wasn't 100% sure that it's a gunshot. I probably will call next time when I hear it.
So off of University Avenue, I spoke with another neighbor this morning who says he also heard that shot around 2 but didn't call 911. It wasn't until someone heard the man groaning in pain just before 4 a.m. that police say they finally got a call. The 33-year-old was found shot in the neck and bleeding in the alley. Police spent the majority of this morning questioning people and collecting evidence. They found one shell casing, but no witnesses, no gun, and no shooter. The victim was in so much pain that he couldn't even talk to police, so they didn't get a statement, but he is recovering in the hospital right now and is expected to survive. But some people here say they're really disappointed by the way this situation was handled by neighbors. We will have that coming up for you at 11:30. For now, reporting live in City Heights, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Thanks, Mimi. And 10 News checked for crimes in that area of City Heights. And as you see on this map here, there were about 80 in the past month. A few assaults. Most of the crimes were property crimes. Mel?
And I'm following breaking news here in the 10 News Live Center from the college area. These are live pictures here from Sky 10 where a woman drove her car into a ravine. You take this up full, you can see firefighters there looking down at the area where the car is. Now, that just happened several minutes ago. The woman appeared to be okay. She got herself out of the car. She seems a bit dazed, but they are trying to get her to safety so that she can be checked out. It appears that only one car is involved. This is a 54th and Montezuma. Something we'll continue to watch here in the 10 News Live Center. But if you're heading this direction, Jason and Virginia, you can see there's a lot of activity. So something you might want to avoid until this is all cleared up.
All right, thank you so much, Mel. Happening right now, 14,000 people cannot live in their homes right now because of flooding in San Jose. In addition to mandatory evacuations, another 36,000 people live where evacuations have been recommended. First responders spent the night going door to door to warn people to get out. Everyone who was rescued then had to be rinsed down with soap and water because the floodwater is contaminated with fuel, garbage, and sewage.
That's like a nightmare. It's kind of like something where you don't really believe it's happening, but it is happening.
You look tired.
Yeah, just a little bit overwhelmed with everything that's happened.
The water is so high it has the 101 freeway shut down in both directions. In the past hour, we got word the situation has stabilized. San Jose city leaders, though, are waiting for the water to go down before they let people go home. Part of the Central Valley could have to evacuate as well today. Water released from the Don Pedro Dam is expected to flow into the Tuolumne River and over levees today. People in Modesto also preparing for flash floods. 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry keeping an eye on that area for you. We'll have the rain forecast also coming our way in your 10 News Pinpoint Weather.
Happening now, an army of street lights with cameras will start tracking your every move.
But we're not talking about Big Brother here. This is new technology to help with traffic, parking, and safety. 10 News reporter Jared Aarons live downtown where the city just showed us these new lights and what they can do. Can they do my laundry, Jared?
If only it was that simple, Virginia, but they can help you find a parking spot. Let me explain how. The city's going to put in 3,200 streetlights like that one you see behind me. Underneath the lights are a bunch of cameras and sensors, and those things will keep track of everything, really. How many cars are going down each street? What parking spots are available? How many bikers use that street? Even things like where food trucks are parked. Other information like that. All that information is going to go up into the cloud, and then it's going to be available for free so that anybody that wants to can build an app on your phone. And you can use that app to say, find a parking spot, or find a good route to work, or really find anything you want as long as someone's willing to build that app.
Much like we saw with smartphones and how the App Store on both iOS and Android took off,
from developers just building tens and thousands and millions of apps. We think this is the next big opportunity for cities all over the world to start customizing their own app store, utilizing the local talent, the local innovation of their community.
All right, if you're worried about metadata, GE, which owns this product, promises that this will only collect anonymous metadata, so no personal information or anything like that. And by the way, the city says by using LED lights in these and replacing the old street lights, it's going to save about $2.5 million a year. That's the money that they're going to use to pay for this program. Those street lights should be installed by July. Live downtown, Jared Aarons, 10 News.
All right, Jared, thank you very much. Happening today, you might be paying a little bit more at the pumps for gas soon. Right now, state regulators are voting on raising the gas tax in California. The board expected to raise the tax by 2 cents a gallon, and that's not making drivers very happy.
And it certainly didn't take long for it to take my money.
Just keep on going up. They're going the wrong direction for big old trucks like this.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, if the Board of Equalization raises the gas tax, it would be the first time in 4 years. The money would help pay for highways, roads, and public transit projects. A spokeswoman for the board says just because taxes are going up doesn't necessarily mean you'll be paying more. We'll keep you posted on what they decide. By the way, you can find the cheapest gas in your neighborhood by going to 10news.com. Just look for that in our traffic section.
And back here in the 10 News Live Center, happening now, the deadline to evacuate the Dakota Access Pipeline protest camps in less than an hour. Now, we saw scenes like this all morning. You see the snow and you also see the fire. The protesters set fire to a handful of structures. They say it's part of a ceremony of leaving. Activists say the pipeline threatens water resources and Native American land, but President Trump pushed for the completion of this project. It's unclear if all of the protesters will leave when the deadline actually arrives. Law enforcement said they will be subject to arrest, though, if they stay. I'm Melissa Masiha. Jason, Virginia, over to you.
All right, thank you, Mel. Happening now, a mental competency hearing is underway for the man charged with killing homeless men, setting some of them on fire. Prosecutors say John Guerrero killed 3 of the 5 men. In October, he was sent to a hospital after he was found incompetent to stand trial, but then he was recently sent back to San Diego after doctors say he's now competent. We'll let you know what the judge decides about whether this case can move toward trial. 10 News has new details in the mystery of 2 girls found murdered in Indiana.
ABC's Janae Norman shows us how the new audio may help police.
3 words that could help solve what investigators are now calling a double homicide. That voice saying down the hill, police believe may belong to this man, who they're now calling the main suspect in the murder of 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German. Today, Indiana State Police revealing both the suspect's photo and audio are from Libby's cell phone the day a family member dropped off her and Abby for an afternoon hike. Around 2 o'clock, Libby Snapchatted this picture of Abby on a railroad bridge. An hour later, the girls never showed up. Search teams found their bodies in a wooded area the next day.
I think it's terrible. It makes me sick to my stomach. It made me feel kind of sick going down to the bridge thinking one of my friends died down there.
Investigators are begging the public to help them identify the man, either by this picture or those 3 words.
Someone knows who this individual is. Is it a family member? Is it a neighbor? Is it an acquaintance?
Police believe the suspect may have changed his appearance, and they say it's possible he may have been a stranger to the 2 girls, but also possible he may have known when they'd be hiking. Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
Happening today, the ACLU is suing the city of San Diego, demanding they change their policy about collecting DNA from minors. The ACLU's lawsuit claims police detained a group of teenage boys without a warrant last year, and the boys were told they would only be released after giving their DNA. The ACLU says having a DNA profile in a police database can lead to significant harm, even if the person has not committed a crime.
This is yet another example of the way that communities of color in our town are put under this massive surveillance program and documented without any oversight.
SDPD says it's aware of the lawsuit but did not want to share their side of the story.